In this video, I'd like to present a basic barefoot maintenance trim. The goal is to maintain a healthy hoof in optimal condition or correct a hoof that has some room for improvement. However, severe pathologies are not discussed in this video. The trim always begins with an evaluation of the whole horse. There are 3 characteristics of a healthy hoof, which we will now check. First is the soundness. The horse shown here, a 2.5-year-old pony gelding, trots out sound, has good attitude and impulsion, and will walk happily on any surface. Moreover, he will stand square on his 4 feet. The second characteristic of a healthy hoof is the development of the back of the foot. Lateral cartilages and digital cushion should feel firm but flexible. The third characteristic, finally, is the hoof form itself. First, let's get an overview without going into too much detail. The sole looks thick and stable, with its concavity extending from the collateral grooves all the way to the healthy and tight white line. The wall is slightly longer than the sole, and the frog is well developed. The toe wall is straight, while a minor flare can be seen on the lateral heel wall, which corresponds to a slightly bent lateral cartilage. The task of a maintenance trim is to remove excessive horn. To determine what is actually excessive, the concept of the live or functional sole is used. The live sole is slick and hard, opposed to powdery and flaky. Here I now remove bar material that is much longer than the sole. I will fine my work using the knife. The trimmed bars should be slightly longer than the sole. As seen, the loose sole material that is not part of the live sole is removed very easily. To my experience, cutting into the live sole will make the horse tender-footed because material actually needed for protection is removed. This can happen immediately if the trim is very invasive, or a few months later if at each trim a little bit more is cut off, then it can regrow during the trim cycle. If the hoof is left too long, however, leverage forces will deform the foot and finally stress the musculoskeletal system. Next, I trim the frog. I want the frog to be thick and strong and in contact with the ground to ensure full functionality of the foot. I remove only the material that hinders cleaning or is loose or decaying. The hoof should not be weakened by cutting off large slices of frog material. The live sole plane is also used as a guideline to shorten the hoof wall. The wall should be slightly longer than the sole, evenly in all sections of the hoof. After rasping the wall with the sole plane guiding me, I check the balance of the foot by viewing the hoof from behind. Both heels should have the same length, measured along the horn tubules, which is the case here. The pony's hoof was worn slightly unevenly. From beneath, I have corrected this by shortening the less worn medial hoof wall a little more. The lateral heel has carried a little more load, causing it to flare. I've already shortened the lateral bar, which was a little bent. Now I finish my work by rasping the flared wall from the outside. This reduces leverage and allows the wall to grow straight in the future. Finally, the edge of the wall is rounded off slightly to prevent chipping. However, the wall should not be rounded off so much that the horse would actually walk on the edge of the sole, as this causes soreness. At the end, let's take a look on the finished product. Trimming as shown here in 3 to 5 week intervals should work the hoof towards the optimum condition for each individual. Most imbalances or problems like bad horn quality simply will grow out. While maintaining or correcting a foot, the top priority is the horse's comfort. It is always an error to saw a horse with the trim. Finally, the results of the trim should be evaluated on a regular basis. If the hoof form is healthy or constantly improving and the horse is sound, everything is going well.